Hi all, welcome back to my channel. If you followed the tragic story of the two Georgia firefighters who were found deceased in a car in Tennessee on June 30th of 2024, Chandler Kubander and Reagan Anderson, the medical examiner's office has now confirmed how they passed, which, along with a note found in the car, has helped police piece together the tragic details of what occurred between the two. According to reports, police say they believe Reagan Anderson was armed and forced Chandler Kubander into her car in the parking lot of Crunch Fitness on June 24th of 2024, the day they were last seen. Later that day, Reagan's car was spotted on surveillance video at a gas station in South Carolina. And even though police said Chandler's phone pinged in that area, only Reagan was seen on video getting out of the car and pumping gas.
On your screen is the last known security camera footage of Reagan Anderson on Monday night at an unspecified Circle K in South Carolina.
My understanding is that his phone pinged at the same gas station where she utilized her debit card and can visually be seen pumping gas. What I'm able to see, I could not tell he was in the vehicle.
According to Chandler Kubander's parents, he was last seen on Monday morning, leaving Crunch Fitness at the Oglethorpe Mall. They say they saw security camera footage showing Anderson's car parked near Kubander's and then only saw her car leave.
Then, after that single sighting, they weren't seen or heard from again until they were found deceased inside Reagan's car on private property in some woods in Tennessee. The medical examiner's office has now released that Chandler was found in the front passenger seat of Reagan's car with multiple gunshot wounds to his torso, and Reagan was found sitting on his lap with a self-inflicted gunshot wound to her head. A note was also found in the car, written by Reagan, dated June 25th, alongside each of their IDs. The note read, quote, "I'm sorry to whoever found us. I'm sorry to everyone I hurt." She also left contact information for her grandmother and a message saying, quote, "Tell her how sorry I am. I love you, Nana. I want her to inherit everything." Unquote. Leaving no doubt in the minds of the authorities that what appeared to happen between the two did actually happen. After Reagan's car was seen on camera circling the parking lot at Crunch Fitness, obviously waiting for Chandler to walk to his car, she forced him into her car at gunpoint, abducted him, fled to another state with him, and ended both of their lives. But what the medical examiner was not able to determine was exactly when she ended Chandler's life, and police are still unclear as to what took place between the days when they went missing and when they were found.
We continue to follow some breaking news, more details in the tragic case of those two Liberty County firefighters found dead in Tennessee. WTOC obtained the autopsy results today from Reagan Anderson and Chandler Kubander. Our Anna Stansfield has been following this story from the very beginning, and she joins us now from the newsroom.
Anna, some details revealed in these reports can be upsetting to some of our viewers.
Yeah, Mike, Dawn, this is a difficult topic to cover, so we do want to warn you some parts may be difficult to hear. The reports state that Reagan Anderson kidnapped Chandler Kubander and killed him before killing herself. One unanswered question has been when exactly 24-year-olds Kubander and Anderson died. Kubander was last seen alive on June 25th at a Savannah gym. 24-year-old Anderson was seen on surveillance video at a gas station in South Carolina later that day, but Kubander was not captured on that video. The autopsy reports say their bodies were found in a car in a wooded area in Tennessee on June 30th. While the reports do not state the exact time of the death, they do note that Kubander was found in the passenger seat and appeared to be more decomposed than Anderson. When they were found, their bodies were identified by fingerprints and dental records. For a full timeline of important events in this case, visit our website, WTOC.com.
If you're not familiar with this tragic story, according to Chandler's mother, The pair had been dating for 7 years since high school, but she described their relationship as toxic and said they had recently broken up prior to the abduction. When Chandler tried to move on and went on a date with another woman on June 22nd, Reagan found his car parked outside of an Olive Garden restaurant, so she went inside and confronted Chandler and his date. Then she went back out to the parking lot and keyed Chandler's car. Police said they were called to the restaurant to take a report about the damage done to Chandler's car, and Reagan was arrested. His mother also said he called her in the morning on the day the pair disappeared and told her that Reagan had been repeatedly calling his phone. Then he went to work out at Crunch Fitness in Savannah and was not heard from again. When he missed his sister's birthday that same day, Chandler's parents knew something was wrong, and his mother went to Crunch Fitness, asking to view video footage from the time Chandler was known to have been there. That was when Reagan's black car was spotted driving around the parking lot, and Chandler was seen leaving the gym and walking to his car. Then Reagan's car was seen leaving the parking lot, and Chandler was gone. Police say they were called for a welfare check at Reagan's home when she couldn't be reached, and when they arrived at her home, they found the door unlocked. Inside, they said they found a note suggesting that she was going to harm herself, and the note apologized to Chandler. Police then issued a bolo for Reagan's car. Chandler's mom posted on Facebook asking for help finding their son, and she told the media that she believed her son still cared for Reagan, and he possibly went with her to keep them both alive. But then he may have found himself in a bad situation that he was unable to escape from. She did an interview shedding light on the situation between her son and Reagan while they were missing that is now so heartbreaking to look back on, because she was so scared for her son's safety then. And she had no idea that at the time she gave her interview, Reagan may have already taken his life.
Continues for two missing firefighters. Have you heard about this case? Chandler Kubander and female firefighter Reagan Anderson were reported missing on Wednesday. That's when Kubander's family say that they last heard from him, and they don't believe that he left willingly. Police think that they're headed to Tennessee, to the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area. Joining me now, I have a very special guest I want to welcome on. She's Chandler's mother, Jane Kubander. Jane, good morning to you. I just want to first start off with saying I'm so sorry for what you're going through here. This has to be so unsettling and upsetting, and I know it's really tough to come on live television where people can see you all over, but hopefully this will help. So first things first, what's the latest updates you've gotten from police, any firefighter friends, anybody who's given you any recent clues as to what may be going on with Chandler?
So we've traced all the way back to when this all really, it's been going on for years, but they've had a relationship for 7.5 years, and they've separated because it's just very toxic for both of them. My son did go on a date on Saturday, the 23rd, and she found his car and where they were at and came and keyed his car while he was on the date, and he called the police. She subsequently went to jail and bonded out on her own, but during that time she was calling and texting my son because she's terrified for her to lose her job. They are great firefighters. This is just, she's not in the right headspace at all. And after that happened, she just continued to message my son back and forth. And he just kept telling her, please stop calling me. Let me be. I need time to think. I need my space. I told you I'd help you to take care of stuff, like even like shoes and stuff that he has. He was willing to give back so she would have extra money to pay all the extra bills that are going to come from her choices and her actions. And she was trying to get him to come see her at any cost. And he just kept telling her, I was told not to, I can't. And every time we come together, this happens. Fast forward to Tuesday was my daughter's birthday. He went to the gym that morning at Crunch Fitness in Savannah. My husband had talked to him before he went in and told him that she transferred a sum of money to him, and sometime subsequently he transferred it back to her, and then she again transferred it to him. He was told by my husband, do not touch that money, and call your lieutenant, let them know, or your captain, and let them know what's going on. And he did. I was trying to work a little faster. You know, I can do a little more things than the police department can do. They have to follow a protocol, but I don't. So I preemptively, after my son had gone up and found my son, I have another son, his name is Xander. Xander had gone up to get, get the car, and I apologize. I have dogs, and
It's okay. I've got animals too in my house. I know. I'm sure. I'm sure this is upsetting for the animals too. I mean, let's be honest. They sense things. They sense that you're upset. I'm sure. And so
right.
You were saying you don't
got
have
us
to.
in chaos right now.
Yeah, you were saying you don't have to follow, protocol, right? The police, do, but it sounds like you've notified everyone, right? The fire department's aware of what's going on. The police were aware.
Everybody knows what's going on.
Of the incident. And then, did you get some information that they were heading to the Pigeon Forge area? How did you learn that, Jane?
So after my son's car was found outside of Crunch Fitness, still sitting there, we reviewed cameras that are at the mall and saw that Reagan had showed up at the mall, and waited around and drove around the parking lot where my son's car was parked. At 11:40, my son came out of Crunch Fitness, and that was the last time he's seen heading towards his car. After that, I spoke to the detectives, and they said, we're looking at the cell phones. We're pinging their cell phone, trying to get their cell phone records. And at that point, every 15 minutes, they get a notification that tells them where the cell phone is if they get notification. Well, no one had spoken to my son since after 11:30. No one had talked to him after that. So the next time my son's cell phone gave an alert was at 4:30 in South Carolina, when they were, it doesn't show my son in the video they have, but she was getting gas at a gas station, and his cell phone is the one that went off. It almost sounds like he was calling her from inside the gas station, maybe to ask her if she wanted something. And I do believe he's with her to keep them both in this world right now, because her headspace is really bad, and there's a lot of stuff that we just aren't telling everyone, to try to be able to work farther in. It's a very deep situation for the two of them. And the next ping that came was actually off of Reagan's cell phone in Cosby, Tennessee.
Okay.
And they haven't been seen since.
So that's why you're saying Tennessee. Do you have reason to believe that Reagan is suicidal and your son is trying to comfort her through that?
Yes. There's been multiple occasions where she has attempted or gave the appearance of attempting to commit suicide. And my son had gone out several times to keep her from doing so. And this time there is a suicide note that was left, or a note in general that was left, explaining where to send her belongings to and how to handle her belongings, and that she is sorry to my son. Just one line, "I'm sorry, Chandler." That's it.
But it's not like
that was written.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. That was written right prior to them going, her going to the gym where she met him at
the gym. So we know they made contact there at the gym. We know that much.
That's correct.
Okay. And This is not like him, though, to not let you all know, hey, I'm with Reagan, she's needing my comfort. This is unlike your son.
He didn't even want to meet up with her. And in some previous text messages, we don't have his phone or anything, but we were able to find his watch where he's just telling her, I'm not going to meet with you. I cannot meet with you. You cannot come here. I am not coming to you. It's just constant him telling her no. And he's a very much a creature of habit, and all of this media attention, he's going to be so upset and so embarrassed because he's a private human being. And he's very driven to do the right thing and make sure people are safe. And he really does care about Reagan. You just don't give up 7.5 years of a relationship and not care about someone.
Sure.
But he talks to his brother and his dad in a group text message all day long. They share videos and memes, and they talk, and he says, yeah, I'm coming home. We check on him. We know his schedule at work. And he would have never not come to his sister's birthday.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. And, you know, I don't know Reagan and Chandler, your son. He sounds like a wonderful human being. I do know the cycle of domestic violence. I volunteer in that movement. And you said some things that have some red flags going up in my mind. Has she used suicide as a threat to keep him in the relationship in the past when he's tried to break up with her?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You know, and that's a very telling sign of abuse, you know, going on. And that is a form of abuse to try to threaten. Nobody should be put through that. You know, everybody has the freedom to exit a relationship at any time. You know, I wish we had more time to talk, Jane, but we're out of time for now, but we want to keep the conversation with you going. As we kind of close out just this talk for now, tell me, are you hopeful? What's next? What are you feeling right now in this moment here?
I'm terrified. There's so many. I'm trying not to catastrophize the situation, but it's very hard when there's so many things that could go wrong. And I haven't heard from him since Tuesday when my husband last spoke to him. He would never not call us. No one, everything we keep coming across just turns up nothing. It's not them. No one's seeing them. Cameras aren't seeing them. I'm just asking the public, please share the message. If you see this car, call 911. Text me, let me know that you've seen them. Let the police department know you've seen them, wherever it is.
And we're going to
I
do
don't
our
care if they're
part
in
to
it or
share
not.
as
I don't
well,
care if you
Jane.
see just him.
There's the tag, the
Yes,
Georgia tag. We were just showing the little black car. Yeah, we'll continue to put that up. We're going to put it up online as well. Jane Kubander, stay hopeful, stay safe. We sure hope that the next time we speak, that Chandler will be home safe and Reagan will be home safe, and that this can all be put behind you. I wish you well. You'll be in my thoughts and prayers. We'll speak soon, okay?
I'll be praying for Chandler's family and loved ones who are still so heartbroken over what happened. And Reagan's loved ones, too, who may not have known she was capable of doing what she did. And the firefighters, who were the co-workers of Chandler and Reagan, who had to find the strength to deal with the tragedy themselves, as well as offer support to both Chandler and Reagan's families. It couldn't have been easy for them. And now, to have what everybody already suspected confirmed. They are reliving the nightmare all over again. Hopefully having the answers they needed will give them some sense of peace. But for Chandler's family, I don't think any amount of answers will lessen their pain. I know if I was them, I wouldn't care about the answers. I would just want my son back. My heart breaks for them. Thank you all so very much for watching. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you on my next video.